The fast-flowing roads and magical scenery of Northland, New Zealand provide the backdrop for the opening round of the 2015 FIA Asia Pacific Rally Championship. The New Zealand event is a real driver's rally where outright speed and commitment counts. It's based in the city of Whangarei, 200 kilometres north of Auckland. The 6 APRC events that follow each offer completely different challenges. Incredibly slippery muddy roads in New Caledonia, the heat and humidity of Malaysia, and tricky changing road surfaces in China, and unique cultural mixes along the way. Last year's championship was dominated by the MRF Tyres team, with Jan Kopecki from the Czech Republic crowned the Asia Pacific Drivers' Champion, and Skoda taking out the Manufacturers' Trophy. Kopecki was challenged all the way by his teammate Gaurav Gill, Chinese driver Jun Shu in a privately run Skoda Fabia, and Australian Mark Pedder in a Group N Mitsubishi Lancer. However, all three drivers had to give way to New Zealander Mike Young. Although driving a modestly powered two-wheel drive Proton, he came storming through at the final round in China to take second place and victory in the Production Cup. Fittingly, Young and co-driver Malcolm Reed are presented with their FIA trophies at the New Zealand start ceremony. Young's team manager Tayuya Sugimura from Cusco Racing is there to accept the FIA Manufacturers' Trophy for winning the two-wheel drive championship and the Asia Cup. Skoda Motorsport manager Pavel Hotek receives the FIA Manufacturers' Trophy on behalf of the Czech make. Worth prizes are presented to the two winning teams, Race Talk MRF Tyres and Cusco Racing. For the first event in this year's championship, there's an interesting lineup of drivers, with former champion Gaurav Gill from India starting his 5th APRC season with the MRF Tyres team and looking to improve on last year's results.
We had a great start in New Zealand last year with a great win, and after that, we had some bad luck, and I made a few mistakes during the year. But I guess I'm ready to forget that and move over and look at 2015 and try and make the best of it to have the maximum results and be consistent.
For this event, go hard right from the start.
I don't know whether I can go hard right away because the stages are quite twisty, and we're first on the road again. So, that means we're sweeping a lot of gravel around for everyone else. So I'll see where I land up after the first stage, or maybe the first 2 stages, and then decide whether we can push or not.
Gill has a new teammate for 2015, 24-year-old Pontus Tideman from Sweden, who's just been signed by Skoda as a work-supported driver and is looking forward to the challenge of the Asia Pacific Championship.
This will be a really good experience for me. I think I will learn really much, so I'm really happy to do this championship this year. So just do my best. It's the only thing we can do, and try to get so much experience we can. Especially looking forward to this rally. It's really nice roads, and I think it will be good training and have some good grade with the guys in the team. It's good guys, so yeah, just enjoying to be here.
The MRF team has a 3rd driver for the Pacific events, with veteran New Caledonia Jean-Louis Leroux driving a Skoda Fabia S2000. Leroux is no stranger to the APRC or New Zealand.
Yes, very exciting. It's a new car, fantastic car to drive, and this is my first rally with the car. I did some testing in New Caledonia, about 100 kilometers, was good, but we will see for the rally.
After several years away competing in the WRC, Indonesian driver Suban Aksa makes a welcome return to the APRC in a Group N Mitsubishi Lancer.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I mean, it's been a while since I'm back in the APRC. I've been away in Europe for quite some time, but I've decided for 2015. I think it's a good time to come back.
After 3 years in a two-wheel drive car and some outstanding results, Mike Young has been upgraded to a much more powerful Group N Subaru Impreza by his Cusco racing team.
We have to thank Cusco for that. Moving to four-wheel drive is an awesome opportunity and one I've looked forward to for a long time, so can't wait for the stages tomorrow, but I think it's going to be a pretty big learning curve. So certainly the championship's long and even the rally is long, and we have a plan. Cusco have told us what we should do, so, and of course we just need to learn, and there's no point putting it off the road because you're not learning anything doing that, so seat time is going to be important.
For this event, the APRC regulars are joined by two Japanese drivers, Rina Ito at the wheel of a Mazda Demio and Mitsuhiro Aoki in a Mitsubishi Lancer. After the start ceremony, held on Whangarei's new Te Mato Pohi Bridge, the first two stages start just a few hundred metres away on Pohi Island. While the stage is just 1.25 kilometres long, Tiedemann is on the pace straight away and is just under a second quicker than teammate Gill. But the surprise package is Young. He's third fastest on his first stage in the Subaru, albeit just 0.3 of a second quicker than APRC in his Mitsubishi. The repeat run sees Tiedemann go even faster, becoming the only driver to break the 1 minute mark for the stage. Gill is quicker on his second run too, but still finishes the evening 1.3 seconds behind Tiedemann. Young is 1/10 of a second quicker than APRC on his second pass and so narrowly holds on to third place. After the break, there's no let-up as the drivers attack the New Zealand roads. After a night's rest, the drivers prepare for a full day's competition on the Rally of Whangarei. Overnight rain means that the gravel will bind together, and therefore it shouldn't be such a big disadvantage for Gill, starting as number one on the road. However, on the first stage of the morning, the 17-kilometre Marumaku, it's Tiedemann who's again quickest, 15 seconds faster than Gill and extending his overnight lead. There's no stopping the Swedish driver's charge. He's fastest again on the next test and opens up a 36-second gap on his teammate. Gill just doesn't seem to have an answer, struggling to find his rhythm and not happy with the handling of the Skoda. Behind the leading pair, there's a real battle on for third place between APRC and Young. APRC takes the place on stage 3, moving 2.8 seconds in front of Young. But on the 28-kilometre stage 4, Young ups the pace and is 3.6 seconds faster than APRC. He takes back third place by just 0.8 of a second. Fifth place is held by Leroux, who's continuing his strategy of getting to know the car. Ito, in her tiny Mazda, puts in some excellent times on the first two stages of the morning, moving 13 seconds ahead of Aoki in the Mitsubishi. On stage 5, Tiedemann is fastest by 9 seconds. And then on the very twisty 15-kilometre Helena Bay stage, the Swede is a massive 17 seconds quicker. So, back at service, he has a comprehensive 1 minute lead on his teammate Gill.
Really enjoyed this morning, and the car is working perfect and the tire is working also really good. So we just enjoy and drive and have really fun, so try to go like this.
I mean, they're nice flowing roads. Have you found that rhythm?
Yeah, I think so. But for sure you can carry on much speed in some places, so it's a little bit hard to do that, but it's, yeah, find it quite well.
Gill doesn't seem to have an answer for Tiedemann's pace.
Our morning's been okay, not so good, not what we had expected. Struggling to be on the pace a little bit, struggling to be in the rhythm most importantly. Trying to do some setup changes because I'm not really happy with the way the car's moving around. Pontus is doing good times, he's quite fast, so I don't know if I'll be able to catch up with him because we're first on the road.
While the leading Skodas are separated by over a minute, there's just a few seconds between third and fourth places, with Young ahead by 3.6 seconds after stage 5. APRC reverses the order once again on stage 6. He's a full 7 seconds faster than Young. Back at service, APRC is happy with his 3-second lead on his arch rival.
Yeah, it was quite challenging actually. It was very good. I mean, Michael, I think he got a very good knowledge about how the stage, but it was quite impressive. You know, this is only his first drive in the 4-wheel drive, but you know, we're looking forward to the next stages.
Young's had an impressive first morning in a new car, but is concentrating on driving rather than getting caught up in the excitement of a fight.
Good battle going on this morning with you and Subban.
Yeah, sounds like it, but I'm trying not to focus on that. He's, I suppose, our benchmark, but you know, we're doing our own rally and just trying to learn the car. And you know, a fairly good morning for us, a little bit up and down in places, but I think that's just part of learning.
While not on the pace of those in front, Leroux is satisfied with his first morning in the new Skoda, even though he does go slightly wide on the last corner before the finish line.
Just take it easy, learning the car and the new stages, new co-driver, but great pleasure to drive the car on this road.
Ito continues her strong run, holding 6th place, 55 seconds in front of Aoki. In the repeat run of the Marumaku stage, Tiedemann moves another 13 seconds ahead of Gill. APRC improves too, extending the gap on Young by 8 seconds. However, for the last 2 kilometres of the Torwai stage, the gearbox is stuck in 3rd and he falls to 4th place. He's not the only one in trouble. Gill finds he has a problem a few kilometres into the 27k stage.
Minus right into crest centre, into... What happened? I don't know. Medium crest here, brake. Something gone wrong?
I think so. I don't know.
What's that? Something gone wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, just get it out of the stage. Yeah, just careful, man. 5 right line mediums, like in the gearbox, or something?
Yeah, the diff, I think.
Okay, just...
Gill and co-driver Glenn McNeil struggle on, their Skoda crawling through the stage and losing lots of time.
3 left, fast, long. If it's playing up, it won't get...
5 kilometres from the finish, Tiedemann catches Gill.
Pontus is coming now into 3 plus right long. Just find somewhere safe. Top there. Okay. Into medium 3 minus left tightens, into 2 minus right tightens.
The time loss is massive, and Gill is now 3rd, 3.5 minutes behind Tiedemann and 10 seconds behind Young.
If it was suspension, it'd be moving even when you're braking, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It has to move the geometry.
Yeah. And then the shaft is, I'm going to guess, it's either that or something in the diffs playing up.
While APRC and Gill make it to the finish line, Ito isn't so lucky. She rolls her Mazda out of the event 15 kilometres into the stage. It's a sad end to a promising run. With all the carnage behind, Tiedemann is able to relax slightly, but still has to keep some pace up to stay focused. By the end of the day's service, he leads Young by 4 minutes.
Really enjoying this day, and I feel I had also some progress, and car and tires and everything is working perfect, and I also had no problems, so snow in the lead, so it's been a fantastic day. But for sure it's a long way to go still, so we need to try to have the right focus and take it to the finish. For sure it's a little bit faster tomorrow, and also some tarmac, some parts, so will not be easy, but I think I will like it.
With both Gill and APRC in trouble, second-placed Young is able to fully focus on having a quick but clean run through the day's final 2 stages. Arriving back at evening service 1 minute and 12 seconds ahead of Gill and nearly 2 minutes clear of APRC.
Pretty happy. I learned a lot today and a reasonable pace. Obviously that's not the main goal, but we seem to be going okay. Just a few driver errors at a few places, but I think they're just part of the learning curve and just getting used to the car. So it's been a really good day for us.
Gill, winner here last year, has had a day of utter frustration. Unable to find any rhythm in the morning, he's been dogged by handling problems in the afternoon.
Gaurav, obviously disappointment this afternoon. What happened?
We had, I think, something to do with the drive shafts. One of the drive shafts not working. It's constantly losing power. So what's happening is basically we have 3-wheel drive, and it's so difficult to drive this car, obviously, because you can't just corner, you can't choose your lines, you can't just turn in and go flat out on the gas because it'll just try to spin you around and throw you back.
There's frustration too for APRC, finishing the afternoon stuck in 3rd gear and now nearly 6 minutes behind leader Tiedemann.
Luckily we're here, we managed to find what's the problem and then hopefully we get it fixed by tomorrow. Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, like the roads tomorrow will be more challenging and more fast, so we'll need all 5 gears, I think.
In the afternoon, Leroux finishes in the top 4 on 2 stages and arrives back at evening service in 5th place.
My goal was to finish today and to learn the car and to be more confident. So that's what we did.
6th at the end of day 1 is Aoki. After failing to finish on 2 previous rallies in New Zealand, he's determined to make the finish line this time.
I enjoyed this rally, but difficult. Weather is changed, rain and clear, and the road is very slippery. But I drive safety and slowly. Now I come back service.
Ito's car is back at service and her service crew are working on getting it repaired in the hope she can restart tomorrow. Co-driver Paul Santo recounts the rollover.
We got a bit wide and there was a big ditch that had our name on it and it just sucked us in and tipped us over, unfortunately.
Do you think you can get it repaired for tomorrow?
Yeah, hey look, we've got no parts, we've got a damaged radiator and we need a windscreen, so we're going to go on the hunt now. Hopefully Whangarei comes to the party and opens the doors and lets us get in their shops and get out what we need, you know.
Tiedemann has a comfortable 4-minute lead. Therefore, the story on day 2 will probably be whether Young can stay ahead of Gill. Stay with us after the break as we see the action unfold. It's a beautiful autumn morning as the competitors head out for the final day's competition in the International Rally of Whangarei, with 3 stages south of the city, each to be run twice. Tiedemann wins Springfield, the first stage of the morning, and at 28.5 kilometres, the longest of the event. These are classic New Zealand rally roads, fast and flowing with plenty of crests and demanding very accurate pace notes. With his car repaired, Gill is back on the pace, only 3.5 seconds slower than Tiedemann. And his time brings the gap to second place Young to under a minute.
220, 220, brake, 3 plus left on the crest. 3 plus left on the crest.
Stage 12 and Gill is faster again to shave off another 16 seconds. Now there's just 43 seconds between him and second place. But on the next test, Young responds, edging Gill by just 0.4 of a second and heading back to morning service with his second place still intact.
It's a bit damp on the roads at the moment, so being number 2 hasn't actually been too bad, and actually having a little bit of loose surfaces helped my driving, because with the disc lock and there's too much grip, I can't get the car turning, but if it's a bit loose I can sort of slide in and go again. So times seem to be all right. I don't feel I'm pushing too hard, so if it stays damp, we should be okay.
Yeah. So you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
You slow down in the next day, don't you?
Nah.
Come on.
While there's light-hearted banter from Gill's co-driver Glenn McNeil, the ex-champ himself is troubled by a lack of brakes.
I mean, we lost a huge amounts of time because I just had no confidence to brake, you know, at the correct time.
You've trimmed the gap down to second place to about, I think, 40 seconds. Do you think you can get that back in the last stages?
Well, Mike's driving very well and he's quite fast here. So, you know, we'll push and we'll see what we can do. So, but we can't really say that, yeah, we can go for 40 seconds. Maybe we can, but it's not going to be easy.
While the fight goes on for the podium places, behind both APRC and Leroux have eased off to ensure a finish. Leroux makes a small error near the end of the Springfield stage, going the wrong way at an intersection. He recovers quickly though and continues on. In the afternoon's repeat set of stages, and with only 63 kilometres to make up the deficit, Gill attacks on the second run through Springfield. He not only wins the stage by 5 seconds, but more importantly, he hacks the gap to Young down to just 21 seconds. Gill's quest is helped on stage 15, when Young is only 4th fastest. He's now just 4 seconds ahead of Gill, with one more 18-kilometre stage to go. By now, worn-out tyres are a real problem, but it's the same for both drivers as they start the final stage. Mid-stage, both Young and Gill have the windscreen wipers on, rain making the tarmac sections very slippery. Gill's just slightly ahead.
4 minus right.
Half a kilometre from the finish line, both drivers are on identical times, neck and neck. Oh no, Young's gone off the road. Wow, he's very lucky that he's still able to move, but Gill is racing ahead. Young's losing time, looks like he's going to drop to 3rd. Yes, Gill's faster by 6.3 seconds, so Young loses his 2nd place in the rally by just 1.9 seconds. But still, he looks more relieved to escape that near miss than disappointed at losing the place. For Tiedemann, there are no such dramas. He simply cruises through the last stage to win his first APRC event by nearly 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic weekend for me. I've enjoyed so much, and you know, everything has worked well. Emil, my co-driver, has done a fantastic job, and the team and the tires and the car is working really well. So I'm just enjoying this weekend. So I mean, this long trip, it's all worth it.
Great fight with Mike. You know, he drove really well, really good. You know, considering it was his first time around in the 4-wheel drive car, and of course, the New Zealand roads are, you know, a great pleasure to drive on. And the last stage, you know, I was a little nervous because we had a lot of rain. I had no clue whether he got some rain or not. So I pushed harder and harder, but at the end of the stage, we just about made it by, like, I think 2 seconds. So we're quite lucky there.
3rd's an extreme bonus for us. You know, this is the first time in a 4-wheel drive and still trying to learn the car. And I would have been happy with 4th, so 3rd and get to spray some champagne is pretty awesome for us.
APRC gets home in 4th.
Been missing these New Zealand roads for quite some time, and then that's why I'm really happy to be able to make it to the finish despite all of the problems that we had in the past 2 days.
For Leroux, this has been all about learning the car, working with the team to prepare himself for his home event, Rally New Caledonia.
I'd say it will be a good event this year, with stages in the north and with good roads. Not muddy roads like we had in the past, you know.
After a long, hard rally, Aoki is ecstatic to make it to the finish line.
Thank you. I'm very happy.
I'm very, very happy.
Yes. Thank you for my team crew.
The final results show Tiedemann has won easily, while Gill just makes it into 2nd place by a mere 1.9 seconds. The points in the new FIA Asia Pacific Rally Cup, powered by Worth, reflect those placings. Join us in a few weeks' time when we bring you coverage of round 2 of the 2015 Asia Pacific Rally Championship, the Rally of New Caledonia.